Welcome to the Lakers Pulse podcast. I am your host, not famous Nelson on Twitter. I think I'm not sure. D'Angelo just went off, and I forgot everything.
Yeah.
But I do know the name of my guest. Guest on every single podcast from now on because Merge doesn't do anything, and he stays awake at 3 a.m. every day. Merge, what's up, Merge?
Hey, I forgot my Twitter password, so I couldn't tweet that. I couldn't tweet anything.
What? Oh my God!
Where did Draymond?
Wow,
No,
you pulled the Draymond, Merge. Wow.
I'm just joking, but no, that was funny. But what's going on? It was pretty lit tonight.
It was very lit. D'Angelo dropped 40 on the Cavs. I know, Cavs ball team.
Yeah.
The most unexpected thing that happened since ever. No one expected D'Lo to go off like he did. Although he is capable, you could say that every time he steps on the court, he's capable of going off just because he's like a really good shooter. And if he's hitting shots and he's a super confident player and wants to start hitting the shots, then it's amazing. So, Merge, what was your takeaway, and how much do you love D'Angelo Russell?
Man, D'Angelo. I think to kind of go off what you said, it was kind of unexpected. I think I know what you mean because I don't think anyone would have expected him to do this like now after what happened the past week.
Yeah.
Especially after the whole benching stuff and the whole, Twitter, everyone on Lakers Twitter saying that he's going to be gone type stuff. I think you could have expected this like after the Suns game or something like that. If he doesn't get benched or something. But with all the shit all the stuff that's going on this past week, it's kind of unexpected to him to go out for 7 3-pointers. He did a really, really good job today of going to the rim.
Yeah.
Probably this goes to show that you don't need to be athletic to go to the rim. I mean, I think even Kyrie shows that. Kyrie isn't the most athletic, isn't super athletic.
Yeah, he's just really quick.
That plus he's one of the best finishers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was just that. Plus, he was getting his defender on his hip a lot on pick and rolls. He was hitting that mid-range jumper. He was. I was listening to the Lakers film room when they were during the game, and Pete kept saying that he was snaking a lot in the paint, which he was able to get open, get fouled, find open people. I mean, he had 6 assists tonight with the 40 points. He had 1 turnover, which is, awesome for a guy who scored 40 points. And the 1 turnover was he was off balance and he actually double dribbled, so it wasn't even like a bad pass turnover. I I think this kind of silences a lot of the haters, especially one because it was against a good team who was fully rested, or whose best player was fully rested. Kyrie wasn't even guarding him. It was really Shumpert, and Shumpert is the best perimeter defender probably.
Yeah.
So he was able to score on a pretty above average defender in Shumpert against a good team in a close game where we were leading most of the game, and when he wasn't getting the ball in the fourth quarter, we lost the game. I think if they should have went to him a lot more than they did. Clarkson tried to take over, even though it's a really bad idea for him to do it, especially in this game.
Yeah.
D'Angelo doing so well and hitting, and it wasn't like D'Angelo was hitting spot up threes. He was hitting a lot of those Ohio State threes.
Yeah.
A lot of those like off the dribble, off pick and rolls. Like what he was so good at in college, he was hitting those. And if he hits those consistently, look out, because I think he's missed a lot of those this year.
He's been really bad like all year, pretty much at hitting those off the dribble threes, and most of his points have either been at the paint or catch and shoot. Yeah, and that's not really all that effective, especially for a guard that isn't as athletic as him. You have to be able to hit those shots, and especially if you have a size advantage, like you should be able to pull up and shoot comfortably over most guards.
Right.
And I love, my favorite part of all this was him getting to the paint, because it showed because the whole knock on him was like, how is he getting into the paint? He's not quick enough. He doesn't have that burst. He pretty much showed us that he can get to the paint when he wants to sometimes.
Yeah, this had to have been the most times he went to the rim all season, right?
Yeah.
Because he shot like what? I want to say 7 free throws, 6 free throws.
Yeah.
He made 3 or 4 layups. He was finding people off that, going to the basket. There was the one pass. Oh my God, the Marcelo pass that he did with Ingram.
Yeah,
was awesome. I want to see that a lot more. I think my favorite play though of the whole night was when I'm not sure if it was a screen or not, but he took Kyrie off the dribble. He did his little like cross that he likes to do, and he got Kyrie off balance, and he did a fadeaway mid-range jumper going out of bounds and strained that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was awesome tonight, and I hope this puts a lot more people on alert, even though it won't, because D'Angelo's gonna be slandered for his whole career, while he's on the Lakers. I mean, it's just gonna be. I think he's starting to learn to live with it, and it's what's gonna happen. Unless he becomes like a Steph Curry, which is, I mean, it's possible to me. It's possible to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just great game all around from D'Angelo. And I completely forgot to mention, defensively, he was engaged. That's when D'Angelo is at his best all around. It's when he is engaged on defense.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, it's not even like with Lillard where like he'll go supernova and then he'll still be trash on defense.
Right. I mean, he dropped what 50 tonight, Lillard.
Yeah.
They played the Heat. I don't know how much Dragic put up, but I'm assuming he put up around 30 Dragic. When D'Angelo is doing well on one end, he does well on the other end. That's what it seems like to me, at least. More recently, he's been more consistent, or not more consistent, but he's been contributing when he's not hitting a shot.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm hoping he can do that more. But yeah, all around awesome game from D'Angelo. Maybe his best game of his career, even though we lost. It's right next to the Nets game, and maybe even the other Nets game, and then the Suns game from a week or so ago. But yeah, awesome game.
Yeah, I mean, like, and probably the most fun play, I think Jamie's somewhere out there smiling, was when D'Angelo got double teamed. He gave it to Randall, and then Randall gave this like sort of no look pass. Like, no, it was. I think wasn't Ingram.
No, it was Zubac. Oh wait, on the fast break or the one in the half court? Because there was a couple.
I forgot, but it was Russell got. I remember Russell got double teamed. He gave it quickly to Randall, and Randall just gave this no hesitation, like
that was no look. That was the Zubac one.
Yeah,
but when you're thinking of is I think D'Angelo got a long rebound and he went on a fast break, and then Randall went up the middle. He kicked it to Randall, and then Randall did a little dump off to Ingram, who dumped it in. Yeah,
that was the play. He just he gave a no look pass with which really shows his vision and stuff when he sees players and he sees them, and it's just that was probably like the most fun play, and I was like, whoa, right. Like this is really happening. Like that's when it was like officially fun. Even though D'Angelo went off and everything, it was cool to see like the other young guys play pretty well as well. Like Randall had a pretty good game. And also the Randall bully on Tristan Thompson, where he went into him and he was trying to tackle him pretty much, and he went straight into Tristan Thompson and then just went up and he just automatically got fouled. That was a really good play. And Ingram, he played really well. He's been on a really good stretch.
Oh yeah. I just saw at Just Right Cole tweet. Ingram has scored double figures in 8 consecutive games. 13 points per game in March he's averaging. And also, I just saw this too. LeBron talked about Ingram after the game. He said that kid's got a lot of talent. The more that he plays, the more he'll get comfortable out there. He has an in-between game. He can handle the ball and shoot. He tried a couple of long balls tonight, and that worked for him. The more time he gets on the floor, the better and better he'll be. And this is from LeBron, who is a pro Simmons guy, because him and Simmons are under the same agent, Rich Paul.
Agent Rich Paul, yeah.
Yeah, and especially coming from the greatest small forward of all time. I mean, that's high praise.
Yeah, and I mean Ingram's super talented, and
he had a couple of plays tonight where I was so happy.
He had some more Duke moments where he had that unstoppable isolation play where he did the whole spin move and post up move, and then pretty much when he shoots over most players, he can he has the advantage all the time, pretty much. You know, when it looks like they're giving Ingram the ball at like with like 5 seconds left, like that's usually a good shot for him. Like that mid-range shot that with like, because sometimes you know JC does JC things and he just over dribbles a lot. And when he does that, like the shot clock goes by real fast, and then I remember Clarkson drove it inside and then kicked it out real fast to Ingram with like 30 seconds left, and Ingram just got it up and just made it. Like he doesn't need much space to shoot over anyone at all. Like that's probably like his biggest skill on offense, and that's why he's so good on isolations, and that's why he's so good on the catch and shoot, because you have to give him a really good closeout to volley that shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I think my favorite moments from Ingram in these games were whenever he was ISO'd on anyone. His post moves at 19 are incredible. I mean, not even post moves. This ISO jab step triple threat moves. That jab step is so disgusting. He's starting to hit those mid range jumpers at a very efficient rate.
Yeah.
That's gonna be his go-to, and him and D'Angelo are gonna be the guys we go to late in games to, you know, take shots to win us games. I mean, I think Ingram's little elbow jumper I can definitely see him hitting multiple game winners with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and even defense, even though LeBron pretty much dominated tonight, he had some nice moments against him.
Yeah.
You know, it just shows that when he gets bigger, you need to watch out for him on on both ends. Really, I mean, he's gonna be really, really, really good, Ingram, and I don't think people realize that yet.
Yeah,
and I don't even think this is the Laker homer in me, because my favorite player is D'Angelo on this team, but Ingram's going to be insanely good, and the league needs to watch out.
See, if you guys didn't know from last year, I'm a total Simmons guy. In case you didn't know, but yeah, like even I acknowledged last year that he had an incredibly high ceiling. Although like I still think that his like reachable ceiling, that his most likely ceiling is lower than that. But like I'm not gonna cap his ceiling just yet, because he's just so. He's pretty raw, but he's so polished at the same time. Like it's hard to like really explain, because like he has all these post moves, like you said, and then he has like these twig arms, but like he still has the size to rise over people, and he still like flashes these incredible moments, and like he's definitely had probably more flashes than D'Angelo had last year of just like like way you can see like.
I'll agree with that.
Because
those like poster dunks.
Yeah.
Every other game.
Yeah, D'Angelo had the higher highs, obviously, with the Nets game. And
the Sacramento game when he came back.
Yeah, of course.
The game tying, sent it to overtime one against the Timberwolves last year.
Yeah,
games like that.
Yeah, but you know, hasn't had like that kind of moments yet. But like he's consistently had good moments. He's also had bad moments, but like that's kind of what it comes with the rookie. And although you know, Jamal Murray's probably playing better just because he's a better shooter. Like, but that's fine.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's still fine because Ingram has the higher ceiling by a lot. Just because he's gonna be so versatile on the offensive and defensive end. And
I wouldn't say by a lot. I agree. He has a higher ceiling.
Yeah. And I'm really high on Jamal Murray too. So that kind of lets you know how high I am on Ingram. But yeah, I know that we talk about this a lot on the podcast. Ingram playing the 4.
I think this is going to be a big topic. I think for the next 3 years for him.
Yeah, because you know, Mike Schmitz brought it up, and then a couple other smart NBA people have brought it up, and
Pete's a big guy on this too.
Yeah, and I wrote it last year during Summer League when they played him at the 4 a few times. I was all aboard the train. I get excited when he plays the 4 right now, because that's what I love. You know, because he's a legit pick and pop threat, or he's going to be a legit pick and pop threat. He's able to create for himself. He's able to take players off the dribble. He, with more bulk, you hope that he defends better in the post. And if he can be at least decent in the post, like that's already like super four-ish kind of things, like
Right.
they're like he's not going to be like a Ryan Anderson type stretch big, right? But he'll still be like really good, especially for a four, and that gives you a huge advantage and gives you a bunch of possibilities on offense. So I just want to talk about that because I love England at the four. But Nwaba, your boy.
No, my boy Nwaba. I if you couldn't tell, I changed my name on Twitter. I'm David Nwaba stan now.
Okay.
I absolutely love David Nwaba. He won't even be a star or all-star, anything like that. He might not even be a starter.
What about a star emoji?
maybe a star emoji. I mean, actually, if he could add a jumper, he'd be a solid starter. But I'm not banking on that. But defensively, he's exactly what we need. I don't remember who did this article. But I saw at DAR and Elector Advith retweet. Someone wrote an article about Nwaba possibly being the Lakers' Tony Allen, which would be great. Tony Allen is probably one of the best perimeter defenders of all time. I mean, even Kobe himself said that Tony Allen is the toughest person he's had to play against on the offense defense type thing, and especially those Celtics years and him on the Grizzlies, which was at his best defensively. Like that's a huge help for a team. And I know you need shooters and stuff like that, and 3-and-D guys are more of a need in today's league. But I think Nwaba might be a near elite defender, and I think he can be that guy where it's like, all right, this guy is not he's not being stopped right now. Stick David Nwaba on Kyrie and see what he can do. And honestly, he did a decent job against Kyrie today. There was that block he had in the end of the first quarter,
of course,
on Kyrie, and I don't know how that happened because like Kyrie went up and it looked like he was like going to do like the layup like this, and Nwaba looked like he jumped early and he kind of missed it, and then but somehow he's able to go again and just swipe it out of Kyrie's hand, and that started a fast break. Even though we didn't convert on it, it was still, I mean, defense turns offense, and that's the best. Like the Lakers are best when they're running on the fast break, and when you play defense, you're gonna be really good at that. And that's what Lakers need. And then also the biggest play of the night, probably his dunk on Richard Jefferson.
Yeah,
which I don't know how he got that. I seriously thought he missed it when the lob was thrown to him.
Yeah.
And he went up. He somehow just went back and grabbed it. I mean, he has a 7-foot wingspan, and he's 6'4" with a 7-foot wingspan. He went up and grabs it and just dunks it right on RJ's head. It was ridiculous. He scored 7 points tonight. He played really good defense. He was able to get to the rim and be effective there. This was his second 10-day contract is up. I think it won't be a stretch to say the Lakers are going to sign him to a 2-year, second-year, non-guaranteed type deal, or like what Deontay Weber got a couple of days ago. I think they need to do that. Even D'Angelo a couple of days ago said that I don't know how he isn't locked up for the long term yet.
Yeah,
I think the Lakers are seeing what he's doing, and they're seeing what he's doing, and they're going to reward him for it. I really want him to be a primary part on our bench for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, I've drawn a soft spot for Nwaba just because of his defense and his hustle, and it's truly like you don't see these kind of players like all the time where they're like so good on offense. I mean so good on defense.
Yeah,
he's still a work in progress on offense.
Right.
Like if he never hit that corner three, then he'd be a really valuable piece. But he's been reminding me a lot of Roberson. Not as big, right? Not as tall.
I can see the Roberson because Roberson is crazy long too.
Yeah, but I'm still like I'm still. Oh my God, hold on. Yeah, I'm really hot on his defense. I think he can at least slow down your best player. And I think that if
Oh my God.
yeah, I know, I know. That's why I got startled.
live from Cambodia.
You guys don't know what's happening yet. But Clay and Fawcett might be hopping on the podcast. No. 100% spoilers. I love spoilers.
You are such an asshole.
But yeah, Nwaba played great today for a D League player who is on a second 10-day contract.
Yeah.
I'd love for him to sign a 3 or 4 year deal. Just develop him and just have a bunch of non-guarantees in there if you're really afraid of him not living up to anything, not living up to like the money or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, this is a guy that for sure should be on the team next year.
He gives us stuff that we absolutely lack.
Yeah.
That's athleticism and defense.
Yeah, we need defense and athleticism. He's not like a super good playmaker, and that's fine, right? You don't need a bunch of
especially if you have D'Angelo on the court and potentially a Josh Jackson, Lonzo Ball, Markelle Fultz,
Yeah. So then you just have Nwaba create steals, create blocks, and then run up down the floor. He's been surprisingly good finishing, which I didn't. I know that he was a super good finisher in the D League, but this is the NBA. So
he was like a crazy good finisher in the D League.
And even right now, like, he's been able to make a couple and ones just by banking it off the glass and making some shots like that, which has been great.
He's just a really good energy player, and I know it's kind of cliche, but he hustles after balls like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was one there was the one where he drove on Richard Jefferson,
mm-hmm.
He went for a layup and he missed it, but he went back down, he grabbed it and put it back up, and stuff like that it's small little stuff, but stuff like that is nice to see from players like him.
Yeah, I think
he's a great story.
Yeah. Oh, there he is, live from Cambodia. We have Clay and Fawcett.
Live from Cambodia.
Let's see how good this works. Internet is really
we can't even hear his voice. But what is he saying?
No, I can hear you. You're just low.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. You hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Clayton is the reason. Clayton's the reason why Lakers had such a good game tonight.
He missed the whole game.
Everyone thanked
Clayton
for being in Cambodia.
I was for the last 2.5 hours. I'm trying to figure out a way to get internet, and because yeah, I saw the Slack, and well, I love D'Lo. Well, that was wonderful.
So Clayton, you're probably the biggest Ingram guy out of all of us. You were the first one last year to probably definitely say that Ingram was the best player in the draft, which I had some thoughts on that. But we went back and forth on that, and now Ingram's a Laker, and he's been having a really good stretch of games recently. So what are your thoughts on that?
I said last year, and even at the beginning of the year, that it was going to take time for him to get going. He's an admitted slow starter, and he started out slower than we all hoped.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually didn't know if he was going to. I thought he would shoot a little bit better. To start the year, he was shooting like 30% from the floor. Period. So I was thinking like 35% or something like that at least. Not something so bad, but no. I mean, how many times in the Slack chat did I say wait until after All-Star break?
Yeah, he's been really, really good.
And he's freaking 19. If this continues, let me see if I can get NBA.com to bring up his per month. But last time I checked, his stats in March were just stupid. His free throw percentage is funky. I don't quite understand that one. Him and D'Lo, I think they both rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just would I say that I'm surprised that he's starting to put numbers up? Not really. I also didn't think that he would be starting to get this back so quickly. I'm apparently BBC now, and have people walking in. So, yeah, no, I'm happy that he's finally putting it together. You know, it doesn't surprise me that after the break he started looking better.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. I mean, his potential is. I mean, next year if he's doing this all year,
oh man.
I mean, you're looking at a very good piece, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely makes our core higher, and I think Clay might be getting a full body massage over there, so probably watch out for that.
I'm not Jeremiah.
How much is it, Clay? Like $10, right?
I got here last night. Our flight arrived at like midnight.
When?
Because of customs and visa and everything, we actually didn't get out of the airport until like 1:15 or so. And then we got back to my sister and brother-in-law's house around 1:30 or so, and then up for like 2 hours after that. So I haven't actually left the house. These plane trips are they kill you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't left my house either, Clayton. So
yeah, but you're also only what, 16 and don't have your license yet.
I'm 17, man. Everyone says I'm 16. I'm 17. God damn it.
Nothing triggered again.
I am mad. God, see, I told you it's only when Clayton comes on, man. Me and we're just chilling, but then Clayton comes on.
Clayton out of nowhere.
I have to liven it up, man. According to YouTube, when it's just the two of you, it's boring.
Oh, all right. Well, it claims
I'm just playing. But back real quick back to Ingram. In March, he's shooting 51% from the field and 25% from three. The three, though, has been coming along the last 3 or 4 games, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look at the exact, because he's played 9 games so far in March. I believe that the first 3 or 4 of them, he was like 0 for 12 or something like that. So it killed his percentage. But other than those 4 games, like his 3-point percentage was building. In January. On almost 3 attempts a game, he was at 33%. That's acceptable for a rookie. Mm-hmm. Last month in 10 games, it was 35.5% on 3.1 attempts per game. That's good. He's coming along.
Yeah, he does.
I think what a lot of the issue was earlier in the year is same thing that people had with D'Angelo. They expect these guys to be like a finished product right away.
Yeah.
And Jamie has to constantly remind people to stop being stupid. And even LeBron had his troubles as a rookie,
Yeah.
Like rookies don't come in finished products. They come in as projects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like even 4-year guys, like Buddy Hield has started to look good.
Yeah.
He looked awful the first few months. I mean, we joked about it, and I'm glad that he's starting to put up numbers, But Chris Dunn has looked like crap most of the year. Anthony Brown isn't even on the team anymore. He couldn't last a year he couldn't last 2 seasons because his shooting was so bad after he was elite at Stanford at it. So, I mean, like, he's 19, you have to just wait,
Yeah.
So like everyone is so excited for a guy like Josh Jackson or Lonzo Ball. When Ingram is like almost two. No, he's not 2 years. He's like a year.
Ingram's the same age as Lonzo, and he's like Josh just turned 20. Like
he's
like
about he's like 6 months. He's 6 months younger, I think, than Josh Jackson. Maybe a little bit more, and he's already in the NBA. While Jackson's going to be a 21-year-old rookie next year. He'll turn 21 in February. So, and then Lonzo,
he turns 20.
He's around the same age now, I believe. And I mean, that's a year behind. Not that it's a bad thing. These past two draft classes, well, this one and then next year, a lot of the guys are older, and it's I don't quite understand it because apparently guys are staying in high school for 5 years.
Yeah. It's a thing like you're able to go through some like loophole if you go to a I mean besides Lonzo, if you go to like a prep school, like you know how Josh Jackson went to like prolific prep or something like that.
Yeah.
If you play like 2 or 3 years in your high school and then you transfer like before your last year or something, you get like a pass over that year, and then you can play again like your senior year in that 5th year of high school. Like Dwayne Bacon is what, 23, I think.
Oh my word, he's
pretty
old. He's pretty old. He was a 21-year-old, I believe, last year as a freshman.
Yeah,
it was one of the weird things that I've seen. I mean, like. One of my favorite draft prospects this year, Bruce Brown. He's older than Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
But then again, also I wouldn't be taking Bruce Brown in my top 3.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ingram at the most, I think he's maybe a month or 2 older than Lonzo. So like everyone thinks that Lonzo is going to come in and ball out next year. No, he's not.
Even if the shot is real, he's not going to make a lot of threes next year.
Especially point guards. Rookie point guards take a while, But look who Ingram is being matched up against most nights.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the best players in NBA.
Threes, the position of the 3 as a whole in the league, including bench, is pretty weak, but a ton of superstars are in that wing position, and
I mean, he was up against LeBron tonight
LeBron scored 34, but it's freaking LeBron,
and it was a lot off of switches too.
Yeah, so I expected him to start out slow. I didn't expect him to start out so bad.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I wasn't super surprised, I mean, in the Slack chat, I've been saying, wait, just give it time, he'll be fine. And he seems to be putting it together. Post All-Star break, he's averaging in 36 minutes 13 points on 49.6 shooting. Like we said, the 3 is funky because of a couple games. But it's, for the most part, it's looked a lot better, and looking better and is just as important as making them, in my opinion.
Yeah, his mechanics have improved.
Yeah. He looks like he's getting
art on it.
Yeah, he's getting stronger. Even if he's not getting thicker, he's getting stronger. He rebounds okay for a skinny 3. He's averaging 2.5 assists after the break. He's progressing. That's what you hope for, and you're hoping that he looks this way all next year.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nelson? Of course, your boy Ben Simmons is still hurt, but what do you?
Oh God, Clay, you suck, man.
0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists per game.
I'm not even trying to bet that. I'm just like,
of course. Oh yeah, where's Clayton ever trying to antagonize me? He never does that.
I actually am not. Just trying. You were one that wanted Ben. So what is what is your opinion on it? Because
Yeah.
I think Merch just wanted one of the two, if I remember back before the draft.
I liked both of them a lot, and I liked Ingram a little more just because of fit, but I wouldn't have been mad at all if we got Simmons.
No, I mean, I was just saying that if we got Simmons, we would have had to make a deal somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I was really high on Ingram in the draft. I wasn't. You were higher, obviously, because you had him over Simmons. But yeah, I think he has.
You had him over. This is going to be my dig. You had him over Simmons until I caught you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know.
Do I need to run downstairs, get my phone, and show the GIF? Like, I'll do it.
No, of course not. No, please. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've always been honest. I've never been caught ever.
Yeah.
I've never been exposed. So I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I was really hot on Ingram just because of his two-way ceiling, how he could be such a good defender and be such a good offensive guy. He was really so good in isolations. Like, he carried Duke in the tournament, and he just showed so many moves, post moves, turn the fadeaway jump shot. Can get it over a lot of players. His 3-point shot, which is still what I'm waiting for to come back like it was in Duke. And I think once that comes back, then the whole arsenal is just gonna be awesome. But yeah, I mean, and on defense, he's so long. He gets to pass lanes like nothing. And he can stay with most players. He can guard 2s and 3s really good, and he can guard the 1s if he ever needs to in certain situations. So yeah, I think he's the ideal wing for the NBA. He does everything that you want from a wing. And
obviously, other than you want him to get stronger.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. And that'll help his isolation / post offense. Yep. And once that all comes, then you have a superstar because
a superstar.
Yeah, because defense, really good defense and really good offense is a superstar, and two-way players are incredibly valuable. You can find offensive stars like whenever you want, like Jamal Murray, a really good offensive player, but not so good defensively. I brought Jamal Murray, but hopefully that okay. And you can find really good defensive players like Ronnie Hollis Jefferson that are like pretty much zeros on offense and can't really do much except dunk the ball. And so having a guy that can do both of those and do them at an elite level is incredibly rare. And they just got lucky that they got Ingram. They would have gotten luckier if they got Simmons, but that's a conversation that we've had multiple times already. So yeah, we're gonna go into some offseason stuff, but Clayton came in and he pretty much rocked the podcast like he usually does. Pretty much ruined our plans. So
let's talk about it real quick.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. So okay. So we have two scenarios. We either lose a pick or we keep the pick. We'll do lose the pick first, and then we'll do keep the pick on the next podcast, just because this might take a while. But let's start with you, Merge. What are some guys that you want to target in free agency if the Lakers don't keep the pick?
So kind of upper level guys. Like, we're not going to get a Gordon Hayward. Obviously, we're not going to get Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, people like that. Guys I've been eyeing for most of the year are Drew Holiday and George Hill. And at first I thought when the Pelicans got Boogie, I thought, there's no way Drew leaves now. But I'm trying to think that there's a little more.
Really bad with Boogie. Like, they haven't won a game with both him and AD.
They haven't won a game with Boogie playing a full game. They haven't.
Yeah, unless I miss something while on my trip.
Yeah, the games they've won were either Boogie was hurt, Boogie was suspended, Boogie fouled out in the fourth quarter. I think they won one game against Portland when Boogie played the whole game, but that was it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like 1 out of, I think now
10, something like that.
I mean,
so
it's gonna take a while, but it's not weird.
Yeah, it will. But I think I also think that they might be looking for a different point guard. Even though I think Drew Holiday might be the perfect guy for them, but I think they're gonna try to start to build a different team around those two. And I think Gentry is gonna be gone. But I think Drew Holiday is a high tier guy. Lakers could go after. George Hill has been playing really well this year when he plays. One of the best point guards in the league actually when he actually plays. But when he plays, Utah is really, really good. I think they've only lost like 3 games on the year when the whole starting lineup plays. Those are 2 guys I would like to see next to D'Angelo, just purely off of their defensive ability and their playmaking ability, and their ability to knock down open jumpers, open 3-pointers. But some more kind of under the radar guys. I think the Lakers need a stretch big, like really badly. And a guy I can see them getting for super cheap. Not go super long term with them. Just to get a stretch big would be Nikola Mirotic from the Bulls. Just to add a dimension of a guy you can put out there and just hit pick and pop threes, just to add spacing for a guy like D'Angelo or even a guy like Julius if we still have him, or maybe if we get Josh Jackson, something like that, just add spacing. And then one more other person I want to talk about was James Johnson from the Heat. He's been
That's a guy that I've had my eye on for a little while.
Yeah, he's a guy that Ben Rosales talks about a lot. And he's been really good for the Heat this year. And normally he was just a guy who would be a 3-and-D type guy, but he's added a actual offensive game to his arsenal this year. And I think he's a 3-4. And he has the body to defend a lot of different players. If they can get him on like a 2-3 year contract at like 12 to 14 mil, I do that. I think that'll probably be around the price range for him. And he would be a nice addition as like a 6-man or maybe even a spot starter for Lakers. Just to, again, defense, 3-point shooting, and just different offensive looks. But yeah, also I do think the Lakers will look to try to trade into the lottery if they lose their top 3 pick. Trying to see what they can get for someone like Jordan Clarkson or Julius Randle. If they can get up into the top 12, if they like a guy enough, I can definitely see that.
Wow, with that one.
Yeah. So Clayton, who are some guys that you've been keeping your eye on?
George Hill and Drew Holiday are 2 guys that I think we've all been keeping an eye on. Hill is getting older. I think he's 31 now. Yeah. I'd throw money at him, but he's also just older and he's missed a ton of games.
Yeah.
Drew, same thing. He's not older, but he's missed a lot of games over his career. He fits the timeline a little bit better.
Yeah, he's 27, 26, something like that.
I'd bring him in. I wouldn't pay max for either guy, even though that might be what it takes. I wouldn't do it. Those guys would be clear starters along with D'Lo, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty.
If you're looking for a backup point, I think Patty Mills would be solid.
Yeah, I like Patty Mills.
Livingston on a short-term deal. I have no interest in Darren Collison after his beating his wife. That guy can stay up in purgatory up in Sacramento for all I give a shit. I think a backup point is probably where they'd be looking at.
Yeah.
There's also, I can't remember his name. The European guy, Leo.
Oh, I know talking about
Bedosevic or something like that.
Like he's like a crazy good like playmaker.
Yeah, he's probably didn't. No, I didn't. I can't remember his name, but he's not a great shooter. He can't play defense, but he's one of the most elite passers on the planet.
Yeah.
He's that might sound like Marcelo Huertas. He's way better than Huertas.
He's way better than Marcelo.
So mainly I look for backup point. You brought up a stretch big.
Yeah.
Mirotic, I guess if he's willing to come on a cheap deal, like I'm not paying that guy any money. He's just really, really stagnated. What is his stats right now? Nicola. Sorry, I had James Johnson pulled up before you.
Yeah.
James Johnson is a guy I'd throw decent money at. You're going to be paying him more than $12 million over 3 or 4 years, though. I can tell you that right now. You're probably looking at 3 years and at least 24. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna at least get a DJ Augustine deal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mirotic this year is shooting 30% from 3. So
he got a bad year this year, but I also feel like the Bulls have been misusing him.
Yeah, and like I said, if you can get him on a good deal, I'm for it.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't want Ersan Ilyasova. He's a decent enough shooter, but like he's like a selfish bench player, and I just
we don't need one.
Not really into that. Patrick Patterson, I don't think Toronto can afford him, but I would really, really look into him.
Yeah, he's been a very efficient 3-point shooter over the past 3-4 years.
Yeah, and maybe Jonas Direktbo. I've always liked him. I don't know like how much I'd give him. Not very much, because he's kind of floundered in Detroit and Boston. But I mean, if you can get a stretch big, but I want to touch on the subject. I think we might have did it on a previous podcast. You don't need a stretch big. You need a guy that's a threat.
Right.
Okay. So, I believe we did. Like a guy like Anthony Tolliver would be.
Yeah, Tolliver, man. Remember when he hung 7 3-pointers on us in preseason?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a free agent or not. I don't believe so. But a guy like that can just come off the bench and then just give you, 3-4 threes just like really quick. You're not going to be starting these guys.
These are all bench guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Mirotic over Randall.
No.
Which the topic of Randall has become a whole new subject, in my opinion.
Yeah. We can do a whole podcast on Randall.
Yeah.
A guy that I would love to see in LA, it's not happening, but a guy that I would love to see play as like a 4, and I think he would start would be Gallinari.
Oh,
he's got a player option.
Yeah,
he's got a player option. So I could see him going any number of places. He may even stay in Denver. I've heard he loves Denver, but
he's having one of his best years of his career right now. He can get a lot of money.
Yeah. If you just look at the free agent class, this class pretty much sucks because it's either a superstar
or it's a player.
Or like a guy that's fading. Like I would have given Andre Iguodala a decent sized contract this past summer, but
I do think that's a guy
having Iguodala and Luol Deng on the team, like that's pretty redundant, and especially if Iguodala falls off a cliff quickly, and he's been hurt a lot. I want nothing to do with Rudy Gay, no PJ Tucker. Covington's. I don't want to hear anyone bring up Robert Covington. That's a team option. There's a lot of restricted out there. It's just,
Shout out to Nerlens Noel.
There is one guy that is Jeremy Grant a free agent?
Jeremy Grant.
I don't want Jeremy Grant.
I think he would just add a lot defense and athleticism. I mean, he's been hitting.
He would add a ton of athleticism. His defense is overrated, and that guy is a 4. He's like a 6'5", 6'6", 4. Apparently he's 6'6" in shoes, but It would be great if he actually shot like Miles Bridges, though.
Yeah,
Um,
Bridges is a really, really good shooter for a
Yeah,
forward.
he's shooting 36 from 3 on the year, but that's on a 1.4 attempts, so that's not really anything. He is only 22. I don't know. I think
Really? He's only 22? He's only been in the NBA for a long time.
he's only been in the league 3 years. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know what his contract is. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
I think he's on okay, no. He signed a 4-year deal. It's non-guaranteed next this year, and it's a team option next year, so he'll be staying. They traded a fake first for him, so he's not really an option. But like free agency isn't the place, in my opinion, where you should be looking to improve.
There's also if Lakers do lose their pick, though, there is the 33rd pick as well. I completely forgot about that.
Well, 32. We got a couple things. Cash Money Brandon, hope they can get rid of trash contracts and look for a big. Trash contracts, Deng and Mozgov, I don't know if they're unloadable. Look for a big. It really depends on who that big is.
Yeah.
If Lakers get Lonzo, do they trade Clarkson? If the Lakers get Lonzo, they should trade. They should be looking to trade Clarkson anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look just to not necessarily dump his contract, but to get out of that contract and see if you can pick up another piece as well. Like, I've been just fantasizing over Brooklyn giving us LeVert for JC, and then Omar Givens. You guys are much better than Mike Sports LA. Thank you, Omar.
we think about that.
That's a huge compliment.
That's what we strive for. That's what we strive for every day. Mediocrity, because mediocrity is better than Mike Sports LA.
Yeah,
actually, a trash can is better than Mike Sports LA, but we won't get into that. So yeah, we touched on some off-season stuff. Like Lane, we had fun. Right, Lane? Yeah.
We had fun. What do we have fun doing? We kind of broke up.
Oh wow! I mean, you kind of interrupted with your questions, and I couldn't really talk about my or with the comments, and I couldn't talk about my favorite guys.
You do it real quick.
All right. So I think you guys pretty much hit on all of them. So I can't really add much. But I think I'd be interested in Iguodala.
Yeah.
If we
at the right price.
Yeah, at the right price.
And I think you're gonna have to look into somehow dumping Deng.
Yeah. If you do that, then you offload Deng. I'm sure Luke's gonna be pounding the table for Iggy.
Yeah, they're really good friends. So
yeah, coach them real close. I'm sure that he's gonna want them. I think it's realistic. It's not completely out of the picture. Livingston, another guy. The Warriors might not be able to bring everyone back. It's gonna be really tight if they do. So I think I'd probably try to go after one of those two. Not overpay too much, and for sure not give them more than a year. If
it's a year, then I can see the Lakers giving Iguodala like a lot of money for a year.
Yeah, which I would be fine with as long as it's for 1 year.
Which they should have done for Deng and Mozgov.
Yeah.
A good contract, right?
Oh yeah, they're not that bad.
Not that bad.
Yeah. But yeah, if the Lakers don't draft the point guard with the later picks or early on, if the pick, then I'd probably try to sign one of those guys, maybe a European one. You guys brought up a name. I don't really catch up on those kind of guys, but I'm sure that they're out there and that Lakers could try a potentially high upside guy like that, or they could, I'm sure there's a couple guys in the NBA that they can sign, like Livingston, so and so. But yeah, I think backup point guard needs to be addressed because and don't bring back Ennis, please. No more Ennis.
Should have been cut the day after they made that trade.
Yeah, I think
now he's gonna have a 15-point game next game, Clayton. Ain't right?
Yeah, because Clayton's not going to watch. So good job, Clayton. Good work. So that'll probably do it for this podcast. I'd probably plug some Emerge articles, but he has a right, so can't plug any of those. But Clayton said that he's doing some kind of writing over there? Are you, Lane?
I do. I got 2 articles going to be coming out. One about something about the front office, and then oh my gosh, right off the top of my head, I can't remember the other one. Dang it!
Dang,
Hey,
you're old.
in the last like
30 here we go. Here's
hours,
the
I got,
excuses right on cue.
I'm like 3 hours of sleep at that. No.
Right. Of course.
On planes, which sucks. Have you guys ever been on a long plane ride? No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just wow.
I'm just playing. Oh, I remember the other one now.
You forget it again?
People are gonna love this. It is why the Lakers need a superstar, but not for the reason why you think.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
A lot of question marks with that.
Not for.
Do they need a star
you'll
emoji or do they need a superstar?
Yeah.
I mean, really, in my opinion, there's only like 5 superstars in the league.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Everyone throws that term around way too easily. But yeah, why the Lakers need a star or superstar, someone like that.
Yeah. Well, I have a big board that I finished up last night.
Big board.
That should be out soon. If Jamie stops being lazy and gets up from his bed. I also did a film breakdown on the fight that happened against the Bucks.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm probably gonna go back and try to make it a little bit more funnier. I'm not too good with humor. But yeah, and then I'll probably have a couple scouting reports up. Jonathan Isaac is a guy I'm starting to do some research on, and Josh Jackson, of course, because he's top guy we're one of the top guys in the draft. So I'll be working on that. So yeah, this is a good podcast. Even though Clay was on it, he somehow made it bearable. I don't know how he did, but
Damn.
keep doing your thing, Clay. Hope you have a nice massage. So yeah,
That's not my word.